Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Morning.
Where is everyone today?
Let's give it a bit more time.
They're just running late.
Yeah.
Got it. Good morning. Didn't mean to do
Good
that.
morning.
I'm gonna have to start giving a quiz because nobody's here at 9. Because it's 9 right now. I mean, you're here. You and Amari and AJ are here, but nobody else is. There we go. Here comes Amanda. Okay, while we're waiting for people to get here, we'll do this warm up. Read this problem and find the answer. All right, while we're waiting for people to get here, we're going to do this quick warm up. There's pets that data might look familiar to you. And what's the mode and why is the mode the best? So think of that. You can get it ready in the chat, but don't hit enter. And by the way, good morning. Happy Wednesday. All right, so hopefully you have that done. We're going to put our answer in the chat. You just had to figure out the mode for the types of pets owned. But I also want you to put a reason on there. Why is the mode the best measure of center for this data set? Remember yesterday we talked about the 3 measures of center, the mean, the median, and the mode. And we talked about when each is best. In this case, the mode is best, but can you tell me why? Everybody have their answer ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. I think I'm waiting on one more answer. Is that true? There. All right. So we all agree that the dog is the most common pet, right, in this list. And you could count how many times it appears. This data might look familiar to you, right? You already did this data last week. Why is it the best? If you look for, if you look through the reasons, useful data for pet owners, I would agree that's probably useful data that the dogs are the most common. It has the greatest frequency. It's the most common. Let's look at Olivia's. Because the data is not presented at numbers. What does that mean, Olivia?
I guess it would be hard to find like the like mean and median because you don't have numbers to add and divide by.
Very nice. What kind of data is this? Do you remember? Categorical, right? Or qualitative data. So we can't find the mean or the median. How do we find the middle of dog, cat, hamster, bird? That doesn't make any sense. So Olivia was absolutely correct. It's not numerical data, so we had to use the mode. Yeah? Make sense? Okay, good. And you made a chart of this the other day, so you might have remembered that dog was the most common. All right, then we had a little bit more challenging of a warm up that we're gonna do in just a minute. But before we get to that, let's do our We Share Wednesday. Who needs to share, wants to share, what's going on? I missed like half of you yesterday. Half of you were gone yesterday. Yeah, literally half of you were gone yesterday. So I don't know what was going on. The rest of us were like, dude, did we miss a memo? What's happening? So what's going on? You hanging in there? Spring break's coming up, but it ain't yet. We got a long way to go. Nobody wants to share anything. Nobody wants to chat. The dynamics of this class have really changed. What that means is maybe you don't like to sit around, hang out, chat about things, have fun. Maybe you just want to do work all the time and take tests. I can do that. It's kind of boring. It doesn't sound fun to me. But if that's what you guys want, hey, I'll deliver. Not a big deal. The math's going to get harder. I think it's more fun if we chat about it. But if you just want to take quizzes and tests and work alone, let me know. I can do it.
My fish died. Not the
Which
big
one?
It's the baby one. So I'm like really sad about it.
Oh no, Valerie.
Got it from Petco, and I think Petco might have an outbreak of ick. Ick is like a little disease for fishes, and I put it in the big tank where my big fishes are, and now my other fish tanks have ick. So I'm kind of disappointed about it, but I have some method I can do. I turned up the heat. This is like the second time it happened to me before buying a fish from Petco. So I'm only going to PetSmart because I know
That's what I was gonna say. Note to self, no more Petco,
no
right?
Petco. Yeah, but other than that, they're fine. I this morning their color came back, but last night it was kind of dull. They were like one of the rainbow fishes were brown, but the others were their colors are bright, so I know they're going to be healthy. So yeah, I'm pretty
Oh,
bummed.
good. That's awful. That's awful, Valerie. Okay, keep us updated. What else is going on?
All right. In reference to that, I had to put my dog to sleep yesterday, and that's why I wasn't there yesterday. So I apologize for not being in, but
That's awful, Marty.
yeah, bad week for pets here, huh?
I guess. Okay, anybody have better news, good news, or more bad news to add to the mix? We can keep adding bad news. I'm fine with that. Sometimes it's just how it's going.
My condolences to Val's fish and Marty's dog.
I know, so sad.
So sad.
AJ's cat, on the other hand, is getting rowdy. I can see. All right. Any news on the sports front? What's going on at MCC? Are they doing spring sports? Does anyone know? I haven't heard any updates. Anyone applying for scholarships? Lots of scholarship opportunities. Yeah, don't forget to apply to those. $500, wouldn't that be nice? If you get a $500 scholarship? Yeah. So I'll share a website on Thursday, tomorrow, about the scholarships, but make sure you guys apply for those. There's a lot of them. Okay, so the other thing I want to share with you is a calculator. We talked about the Desmos scientific calculator, but you may or may not have seen that there is a stats calculator. I'm going to put it in the chat right now so you can see it. I don't know if we have videos on this or not. We keep updating things and then I can't remember, but let me show you this calculator. So it looks like this. We showed it a tiny bit yesterday, or we talked about it on our graphing calculators. We can do these same stats, and we'll talk about how we can do that. But if you enter in all your data with commas in between, then it'll calculate all of these things for you. We'll need more of these things like the Q1, the median, Q3, and the max on, not today, not tomorrow, but on Monday, we'll use this more too. So, and if you're working ahead, you could get this information. So I'll come back to this in just a second. But if you want to put that in your like bookmarks, you can do that. So let's try this. This is similar to the last problem you guys did in your groups yesterday. So this is a frequency table. And so someone rolled a dice, and you know that when they roll a single dice, they're either going to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and then it records how many times they rolled it. So for example, they rolled 4 1s, they rolled 1 2, they rolled 5 3s, they rolled 1 4, 2 5s, and 7 6s. I want you to find the mean, the median, and the mode of this distribution. So if you remember, we did runners yesterday. Remember our runner problem yesterday? So it's similar to that. So make sure you do that. So get your mean, median, and mode ready. And then we'll put it in the chat when we're done, but don't hit enter yet. This is going to take you guys a few minutes. So take your time, make sure you calculate the mean, the median, and the mode. If you weren't here yesterday, I hope you watched the recording or you know how to do this because we went over this yesterday. If you're unsure what to do, you should be sending me a private message. Otherwise, you should all have an answer in about 3 minutes. All right, are you ready? Okay, you need 1 more minute? Okay, 1 more minute. After 1 minute, whatever you have, put in there. If you only have the mode, put the mode. If you only have 2 of them, put that. All right, if you're more comfortable just privately chatting with me, that's totally fine because you're nervous about your numbers. If you want to do it to the whole class, that's fine. If we make mistakes, it's good. All right, so 3, 2, 1, go. All right, look through there and see, you can tell that we're having a little bit of trouble because we have some different answers, right? So not all of us are on the same page. The good news is I think most of us have the mode, right? So, and we can talk about the mode as well for this. All right, so the correct answers are these: 3.85 for the mean, 3.5 for the median, and 6 for the mode. So where are these numbers coming from? So somebody who was here yesterday who got the right answers, can you explain how to do these problems? Because I think they're probably making it, some of them are making the mistake that we made when we started this runner problem yesterday. Amari, can you explain how you got the mean?
Mean is basically the average, so we add them up and divide them by the frequency.
Okay, so what did you add up?
I added 4 4 ones, 1 2, 5 3s, 1 4, 2 5, 7 6s.
Nice. So you could have listed them out like this, right?
Yeah.
Or we had a shortcut. Good job, Amari. And what number did you divide by?
20.
Excellent. Now, some of you caught your problem right now. You didn't divide by 20, right? You're like, 20, what are you talking about? I divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did anyone divide by 6? If that's what you did, then you weren't looking at the frequency. Yeah, so be careful, right? So what you have to do is you have to take this frequency and multiply it by what appeared. So in other words, there's a list of 4 ones, if we write out our data like this, plus there's 1, 2, plus there's 5 3s, there's 1 4, there's 2 5s, oops, 5s, not 2s. And there's 7 6s. So this is what your data looks like if we listed it least to greatest. They just combined the results and put it in a frequency table. Does that make sense? And Amari's exactly correct. We have to sum all of those and we're going to divide by 20. So where did the 20 come from? That's the number of rolls of dice. So that's 4 plus 1, which is 5, plus 5 more is 10, plus 1, that's 11, plus 2 more, that's 13, plus 7, that's 20. So if we add all these together, we know there were a total of 20 rolls of the dice. Does that make sense to those of you who got it incorrect? Are you okay? Okay. And then, so we got 3.85, which if you think about it, does that make sense? The average number we rolled on the dice was 3.85. Can we roll a 3.85 on a dice? No, there's only the numbers 1 through 6, right? So that's kind of a strange thing to report, right? And the next one is the median. And it looks like some of you got the median and some of you might have been a little confused. So on the median, who can explain how we find that median? Somebody got 3.5.
You add both the numbers and divide them by 2.
Very nice. You have to figure out which one's in the middle, right? Well, if there's 20 in the list, the middle is between number 10 and number 11, right? Or you could mark them off like this until you get to the middle. Okay, so either way, you'll get 2 numbers in the middle. And the reason you'll get 2 numbers in the middle is because there's an even number of data points. So we have to take 3 plus 4 and divide by 2, or find the middle between 3 and 4. And that'll give us 3.5. Okay, questions on that one?
Yeah, is there any sort of formula we can use for that, or is it simply writing it out by hand or plugging it into our calculator? And then either way, we're touching all the data.
So
Right.
if there's an odd number, it
Yeah.
might be easier to figure out, right?
Uh-huh.
Because if we only had 19 data points,
Right.
right, we would be able to find the exact middle. If we have an even number, if you take that number and divide it by 2, right? So if we take 20 and divide by 2, we'll get 10. And so our middle 2 numbers are between 10 and 11. So then if you can just count over to the 10th and 11th data point, right? That's kind of a shorter cut way to do it. Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, it's always going to involve hand counting and writing it out. There's no like formula I can plug these numbers into to give me.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily have to write this out. If I go back to here,
Uh-huh.
I know there's 20 data points
Mhm.
because I counted, which I
Yep.
needed to know anyway. And then I know the middle is halfway. So if I take half of 20, that's going to be 10.
Okay.
But I know it's not the exact middle, so it's going to be between data point 10 and 11.
Okay.
So if I go 4, 5, 10, I know that data point 10 is a 3, and data point 11 is a 4. So then I don't have to list them all, right, to do that.
Yeah.
So that might be a little bit easier.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And then the mode, I think, was the easier one for us to calculate because it had the highest frequency of 7. So we know the mode was 6. So this person just happened to roll more 6s than any other number. And again, in this one, the mode might be the best one to report, right? Because it seems to make sense to report the most frequently rolled number, even though this data is numerical. And our next unit is probability, and we'll talk about the probability or the likelihood of this happening. Okay, so any questions on that? All right. So today you're going to do a team project, yes? It's due by tonight, and it will count in the quiz grade category, just like the last one did. So you need to make sure this time you show all your work. Remember how last time we might not have shown all our calculations? And I want a different person in charge of sharing. So last time it was the person with the most siblings, right? That shared their document. This time I want it to be the person with the least number of siblings to share their document. And so you'll change roles, okay? And whoever turned it in, it will be a different person turning it in. So there's your document. It's a little bit longer. I'll share it so you can look at it so you guys can work together. If you look at this doc, the first question, there's a group of diners. You have to find the mean, median, and mode. The second one, you have a histogram. Be very careful. You've done homework problems like this before. Then you have the mean and the median, and you have to say which is better. Then you have the birth weight of 32 lambs. Pay attention on that one. Call me in if you have questions. And on this one, you have a mean, median, and mode of a frequency polygon. And then the last one is you have precedence. Now, before I let you loose, I'm going to look at this first one with you, and we're going to use that calculator, okay, that I just gave you, because that might help you. But remember, on this document, show all your work, even if you're just checking your answers with the calculator. Okay, does everybody have the doc so they can see it? Okay, good. Now let's do this first one so I can show you what the calculator does. Let me go back to my calculator. Here we go. I'm going to put those data points in, okay? I'm going to put those data points in from that document. 1 second. My screen just disappears. So I don't have to put dollar signs in. I don't want to put any of that in. So I'm just going to put in 7.5, comma. Do you see at the top it says enter the data as a comma delimited list? That just means you have to put commas in between them. And it says you have to have 5 data points. So if you have less than 5 data points, you have to do it by hand. So I'm going to write 7.5. I could write 7.50 if I wanted to. I'm going to write 8.25. What do I have next? 9, 8, 7.25, 7.5, 8, and 7. Okay, so I put in all the data. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I check and make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I missing a data point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, I have 8. Now, once you're done entering your data, you hit this button at the bottom that says solve. Okay, do you see that button that says solve right there? Okay, so once you do that, you have these results. The very first one that says X with a bar over it. Do you see that one that says X with a bar over it? Let me see if I can zoom in on this. This one right here, that's your mean, the very first one. So if you were going to report this as money, since this is diners in a restaurant, how would you report the mean?
You'd report it as a whole number, wouldn't you?
Dollars and cents.
Oh, dollars. Sorry. Yeah.
I want dollars and cents. So how much money would this be for our
Oh,
mean?
sorry. $7.81.
Very nice. $7.81. Does everybody understand that? So that's the first number. Notice that the second number in this list has that little sum symbol with X. If you were doing this by hand, did you notice that those added up to 62.5? So that's what that number is giving you. You don't need the next few numbers yet. Notice, because those are standard deviation and the variance, don't worry about those yet. We'll talk about those. The n equals 8. What do you think that is? N equals 8.
That's how many data points you have.
Yep, it's how many data points there were. There were 8 prices there. The smallest price, which is min X, that was 7. The largest price was 9. Q1, the median, and Q3 is what we're going to be talking about starting tomorrow and Monday. Okay, so right now, what would help you is the X bar. Do you know what MED would be? MED would be the median. So the median price is $7.75. Okay, so does that make sense to you? Okay, so I just did the first one. You need to work on the rest of them and be sure to show your work. Yes, if you want to do it on paper, take a picture and upload it to your doc. You can do that. If you want to type, you can type in that doc because you're making a copy of it. Okay, so it's up to you. And you're going to turn in one per group. Okay, questions on that? You guys can divide and conquer, right? But you need to make sure that you know that all your math is correct because you're all getting the same grade for the entire group. Okay. All right. So I know Yesenia and Malachi are together. You guys are killing me not putting your colors by your names. Aaron, who is it? Aaron,
I'm
Ashley.
blue. Yeah.
Aaron, Ashley, and Amari are blue. Green is Olivia, Amanda, and Dom. Red, Deshay, Marty, and Angelina. And green, AJ, Jende, and Valerie. Is that right? Okay, so remember, a new person needs to share the doc, and a new person is going to turn it in. Call me for help when you need it, and make sure you show all your work. All right, go for it. Hi, AJ. I don't know what happened. Hello, everyone. You're back. Yay. Okay, so how many teams got close to finishing? Not that you're finished, but did you get close to finishing? Excellent. All right. So I don't want to overwhelm you, okay, because I don't want to stress you out. We have this team assignment that is supposed to be turned in by tonight, but hold on, wait. We also have a more assignment that's supposed to be turned in by tonight. You also have a reading quiz that's supposed to be turned in by tonight. And you have a mini lesson that's supposed to be turned in by tonight. That's a lot, right? That's 4 things. So tell me, here's my plan. I'm going to move the S3 things. So the one that you're working on right now and the more practice, I'll move that to tomorrow night. Does that sound reasonable? So you have some time. The reason I don't want to move the reading quiz or the more mini lesson is because that's what we're doing in class tomorrow. And I want to make sure you preview that material so you know what's happening, okay? Because that's kind of a hard lesson, okay? If you want to turn in your assignments early, more power to you. No worries, right? You can totally do that. So, and don't forget about your tutoring assignment. So if you have questions for me, let me know. Okay. Everybody understand? I'm going to switch this. Here, I'll put your exit ticket in the chat. I'm going to switch this to Thursday and this to Thursday. But these you should do by tonight, the reading quiz and the mini lesson. Yes? Everybody okay? All right. I'm going to change those dates right now so I don't forget. Go ahead and work on your exit ticket. If you have any questions, let me know.
Are you gonna give us time tomorrow to get back into our breakout rooms and go over things, or?
No, you should check on them outside of class
Okay.
because you should be almost done. I mean, you might have 5 minutes, but that's it. You should have a shared document now, so you should be able to check it anytime at your leisure, right? I
Right.
hope. Okay, good. Only one person, and it should be the opposite person who shared. Whoever didn't turn it in last time should turn it in this time. So, but you can decide as your team. And just one submission for your team. And don't let your work pile up, right? Make sure you get on all that homework. Because if you wait, it'll just piling up and up and up. All right, I adjusted all those due dates. So whenever you're done with your exit ticket, you can go. Good job today. I'll stick around if you have any questions for me. Bye, Erin.
If I already did the assignment and you move it or you switch it, will it say that I have to do it again, or will it be
Nope.
okay? It's okay?
Yep, it's all good. It's already marked. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Good job.
Am I able to ask you about our group
Yeah, for
project
sure.
thing?
Yeah.
So we were working on number 3, and we just wanted to double check that we were like kind of doing it right.
Yeah.
Um,
So what were you doing?
so for median, I thought that it would be 30,000.
Yep. Good.
Okay. And then for the mean, I don't know if this is correct. I got 129 400,000.
So $129,400.
Yes,
Is that what
sorry,
you got?
yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Good. Very nice.
Thank you.
And then make sure you say which one is a better measure and why.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Anything else from anyone? So Dom, you just had a rounding error on the second one. Okay. On your exit ticket.
What, I think the total rounding error.
Uh-huh.
So should it have been 12.63?
Yep.
Okay.
Olivia, same with you. You just had a rounding error on your exit ticket.
Yeah, I checked that. Thank you.
Okay, good. Any other questions? You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'll be more myself tomorrow. So,
All right, good. Hang
All
in
right.
there.
all right. Thank you. Good night.
All
See
right.
ya.
Bye.
Do you mind really fast sending me your number in the chat so I can just start a group text for all
Yeah,
three of us? Okay, thank
definitely.
you.
Amanda, are you okay?
Okay, oops.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll be okay. I'm just figuring it out. We're just trying to finish the assignment.
Oh, good. Look at you getting all excited to be
Yeah.
done. Okay. I'm going to end our meeting just so I can go to my next class.
Okay, sounds good.
Hi, good hard work today, guys. Go Team Green. I don't know if anybody likes green, but it's nice. Okay, bye.